This university and such a pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting me here. Gives me an opportunity to come back here, talk to young minds. और ये जब पहनाया तो मुझे almost graduate दोबारा हो गया ऐसे लगा ये almost a graduation kind of and as he rightly said कि जब सीखना बंद कर देते हैं फिर तो आप जीना बंद कर देते हैं. So मैं तो सीखने आया हूँ. हमेशा क्लास में जब भी जाता हूँ तो I know that I am the one who learns the most, and my happiest moments of life are in the class or in this kind of session when I am talking to young minds, learning from them, absorbing from them. And आज तो उस पे भी और अच्छा किया आपने that I have 4 and more minds that I learned from Motilal Oswal, Sebi, Mitsubishi. ये तो सब बहुत बड़े नाम हैं और इनको सुनना भी हमारे सबके लिए एक I think privilege है, and I am with all of you in I think talking about this, but then listening to them and learning about finance, and I think it's an ever developing field. I am going to talk to you about 3 stories. I think ये लोग तो ज़्यादा डिटेल में फाइनेंस टेक्निकल बताएंगे. मैं 3 कहानियाँ बताने वाला हूँ आपको. एक तो about my father, एक मेरी खुद की, and एक मेरी डॉटर की. And this is the perspective of last 60 years and how finance market in India evolved. So एक कहानी तो मेरे घर की है, पर अदरवाइज ये कहानी 30-40 करोड़ इंडियन फैमिली की है, क्योंकि ये जो फाइनेंस सेक्टर है, that has contributed to India, it has contributed to our family. I can share with you as to what happened to us and over a period of time. So my father was born in Valbipur, which is near Bhavnagar, and then उनको लगा कि कहीं कुछ करना चाहिए. He went to Sydenham College in Mumbai. Which is one of the best in Western India, I think one of the best in India. Learned there, नौकरी करना शुरू किया. Then he wanted as a Gujarati कि कोई धंधा करना है. Entrepreneurship हमारे सबके अंदर रहती है. So then we thought about doing, a business. फिर कैसे करें? तो तब तो financial markets इतने evolve नहीं हुए थे. So he wanted to put up ये तब पेंसिल वगैरह शुरू हुई थी इंडिया में. This is about 60-70 years back. तो उनको लगा कि पेंसिल शार्पनर का एक बिजनेस किया जाए. तो वो पेंसिल शार्पनर का उन्होंने फैक्ट्री लगाना सोचा. तो फिर क्या हुआ, मदर को बोल दिया मेरी कि भाई अब सेविंग करना शुरू करो, जो हम लोग को बचाना है पैसा, बचाएंगे तभी कोई इंडस्ट्री लगा पाएंगे. तो एक शेड लेना है, काम करना है, मशीन बनाने हैं. तो सो शी स्टार्टेड सेविंग. She was a smart lady, but at least she did not put the money just like that. तब तो FD तो थी ही बैंक की. But what she did was she bought gold coins. तो उन्होंने फादर को बताया था कि इतने गोल्ड कॉइन मेरे हो गए हैं, तो फिर आप शुरू करना धंधा, फिर आप फैक्ट्री लगा सकते हैं. So then at some point of time she had enough gold coins that she had kept. So she told my father, okay, now you can start business. And he put up the factory for making pencil sharpeners. Factory तो कर ली, he was a good manager, but that idea was a little ahead of its time. So धीरे करके जो पैसे हैं वो चले गए, पर उसके बाद भी factory did not start making money. And my mother was worried, and I think she also then sold the ornaments, raised the money that was required, but they did not have access to an organized financial market. My father could not go to a bank and borrow the money initially for the industry, but also not when he was not doing well. तो वो organized market available ही नहीं था. And it so happened that after struggling for a few months, because that is all the money that we had, he had to close the factory. Because he had a good degree, he went back to doing his job. But that was the story of India when financial markets were not important. You didn't have an organized bank to go to, and therefore you couldn't have term loan. He had difficulty in getting working capital, and he had difficulty putting up his enterprise. We lost him to a heart attack, I think partly perhaps because of also his financial stress, perhaps the business didn't work well. So by the time I went out of my school, we lost him at a young age. And then I had to take care of financial difficulties, and from there to how to create financial independence. That is the story of, say, about 81 onwards when I graduated from IIM Ahmedabad, because to me that was a sure sign of bouncing back. कि भाई आए अहमदाबाद में पढ़ेंगे तो सब प्रॉब्लम्स एटलीस्ट फाइनेंशियल सॉल्व हो जाएंगे, नौकरी अच्छी मिल जाएगी, पैसे कमा लेंगे, दिक्कत नहीं होगी. बट देन आई न्यू दैट आई हैड टू क्रिएट अ पैसिव इनकम. Active income itself was not enough. So from the first job that I had, I started creating passive income. So what did I do? In unorganized market at that time, we used to do bill discounting. So bill discount करके पैसे देते थे सूरत के यान वालों को, and then we were getting our money back. At times getting money back, at times not getting money back, and at times kind of having surplus money, which then I gave loans to people. पैसे देता था लोन पे, लोगों को वापस देता था. नाउ द ओनली वे टू नो अ पर्सन एक्चुअली इज गिविंग हिम मनी, उसकी रियल कलर फिर पता लगने लगते हैं आपको. उसकी माँ बीमार हो जाती है, उसका धंधा चलना बंद हो जाता है, उसकी बाकी की तकलीफें हो जाती है. सो द ओनली वे आई थिंक, एंड इन द फाइनेंस कॉन्क्लेव आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट इफ यू रियली वांट टू लर्न फाइनेंस, हम चारों से तो सीखोगे ही, अपने टीचर से सीखोगे, पर सीखोगे तब जब किसी को पैसे दोगे. गिव सम लोन टू सम पीपल, दैट इज व्हेन यू विल एक्चुअली नो, एंड देन हाउ टू रिकवर इट बैक. I think that would teach you much more than any university, any class, any finance professional can teach you. So I urge all of you to do that. I did that, but I am telling you that by the time, and I took some shots at shares, जो शेयर अच्छे लगे, जो समझ में आया, जो स्टडी किया, वो शेयर्स ले लिए. उसमें 4 चले, 5 नहीं चले. हर कोई तो मोतीलाल ओसवाल की तरह एक्सपर्ट नहीं होता. हम लोग करें, कुछ किया ठीक, कोई नहीं किया. But come about 2000, and then I started investing in mutual. And mutual fund was, in a way, an organized financial market where I didn't have to take calls. There were experts like them. मैं शर्ट पहन के बैठ जाता हूँ, ये लोग जो है प्रॉपरली ड्रेस, प्रॉपरली स्टडी, प्रॉपरली सब चीज रिसर्च करके करते हैं, एंड 1-2% फी लेते हैं. पर उसके कारण जो मेरा वेल्थ बिल्डिंग हुआ, वो मेरे ख्याल से इसके बगैर होता ही नहीं. And in last say about 24 years, from 2001 onwards, I am tracking my mutual fund investment, and they have delivered 20% CAGR, compounded annual growth rate, for last 20 years. Now, I don't know how much you know, but finance is also about compounded growth. The moment you compound it at 20%, you would double your money every 3.5 years. So that is the thing that I could do and build up wealth because of developed financial market, and that is contribution of financial market to India, to our economy, to our growth, to our GDP, which goes to 7-8%, which makes us the best large growing economy in the world. My daughter is now thinking about her own startup. So I told her कि पैसे वैसे चाहिए तुझे वैसे. She said, "No, I don't need your money. I have a good idea, and I'll raise my own money. There are angel funding available, and once I do well, I'll raise my own funds." That is an ecosystem which was not available to my dad, perhaps not even to me. But today, if you have a good idea, it would not suffer because of want of money. And what is financial market? Finally, it is a market where people who have money and who need money come together, electronically, face to face, on phone, through stock market, through IPO, through secondary market, but it is connecting people who want money and people who have money. And that, I think, in your time, and when I talk about my daughter who's 25, I'm talking about all of you who would tomorrow have a good idea. And for that startup, you don't have to worry कि मामा पैसे देंगे कि नहीं, या आपकी मदर ने पैसे बचाए कि नहीं, which my father had to do. You don't have to do it. And I think that is the blessing of being born in times when India has developed financial market. I think that is the story of all 30-40 crore families which make India an India family. I think that is what we would learn from all of them. So our financial markets are developed or not? One, it is developed. How? 2008 came, we were all worried, यार अपने financial market चलेंगे कि नहीं चलेंगे. कोविड आया, we were thinking यार सब गिर जाएगा, नहीं चलेगा. We could come back and bounce back after COVID very well. So our financial markets are mature. But what is the journey ahead? And I think I would leave then for these people to deliberate and for our group discussion. What we need to do is still inclusion. जो हमारे फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स है, उसका फायदा हम सबको तो मिलता है, पर प्यून और ड्राइवर जो मुझे यहाँ लाया उसको मिलता है कि नहीं? I think our stock market and all that we are talking about, how many people out of Indian population are actually taking part in stock market? 7-8%, 10%. We have experts from SEBI who talk about it. We need to include 90% more people who can access financial market. Even today in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, there are informal money lenders. हमारे यहाँ भरवाड़ बोलते हैं. आप भरवाड़ अभी 5-10% पर मंथ इंटरेस्ट रेट पर लोगों ने पैसा आपे છે लोगों ने लेवा પડે છે કેમ? Because all of us don't have access to organized financial market. I think that is our challenge. That is our next 25 years. When you would grow up, I think that is what we need to do. That is one. Second, I think in terms of debt market, we don't have as mature a debt market as we have in equity. कोई भी शेयर हो आप कभी भी बेच पाओगे, पर कहीं बॉन्ड है आपके पास, कहीं कोई डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, उसको बेचने में हमारी मार्केट में इतनी डेप्थ नहीं है. आई थिंक आप लोग जो फाइनेंस पढ़ रहे हैं आज, कल फाइनेंस मार्केट को वहां ले जाएंगे उस मकाम पे जहां डेट मार्केट ऑल्सो वुड बी एज लिक्विड, एज मैच्योर, एज इन डेप्थ एज our equity market is. And third, I think though we talk about startups, our startups still have very little penetration compared to our 140 crore people. Look at Israel. For per capita startup, they are the number one in India. They are the number one in world. Can we become that? America is doing much better in startup than us. You guys have ideas. There are people who have money. Do we develop ecosystem where no idea, not even one, would die for want of money? I think that is the dream all of us have, and that is what we would deliberate today in 2-3 hours. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's such a pleasure to talk to all of you. Thank you.